The cliffs of Nihoa Island stood tall as we soared above the calm blue water. Nihoa means toothed in Hawaiian, but the jagged mass of gray-green rock jutting up out of the Pacific Ocean looked like the rotten molar of a sea monster. We were flying low in a small 6-seater airplane, and I really didn't want to crash into that tooth. For about the 15th time, I checked my seatbelt. Our pilot, the bazillionaire computer scientist Ashley Hawking, was rambling about the annoying birds that nested on the island. But I didn't care about finches or swallows. An eagle could have chest-bumped my window, and it would not have shifted my focus. If we continued on our current course, we were going to smash into the jagged wall like an egg launched from a slingshot. The plane's engine roared. My stomach spun. Next to me, my brother was staring straight ahead, eyes bulging, with his thin black notebook computer open on his lap. I grabbed his shoulder. His muscles were as solid as rocks, and his face was a greenish shade of white. "Matt?" I asked. "Is she pulling up?" His mouth barely opened. "I hope so," he mumbled. Our sister, Ava, was sitting in the row behind us, watching the flashing red and green numbers on the electronic control panel. A vein on the side of her head pulsed. She didn't notice me staring back at her. Meanwhile, Ashley Hawking was grinning wide so I could see the edges of her smile from my seat directly behind her. Our mentor, the geek-famous inventor Henry Witherspoon, or Hank, glanced back at me from the co-pilot's seat, his awkward smile flashing too many teeth. Was he trying to make us feel better? If so, he was failing. Hank leaned over to Ashley. He held his hand out flat and swooped it up toward the roof of the cockpit. "Should we, ascend?" "What?" Hawking asked. "No, of course not. Ascend? I thought you knew." "Knew what?" Hawking let go of the controls and waved her hands in a sweeping motion. She sighed with disappointment. "This is one of yours." "One of my what?" Hank asked. "One of your designs."